X, take away 7 over 5x.
X minus 7 over 5x
Plus 1
plus 1
equals x plus 3 over x.
Excellent. Excellent problem. Excellent question. Thank you. Let's double check that we copied it correctly. X minus 7 over 5x plus 1. 1 is outside of the fraction. Correct? Equals x plus 3 over x. Correct? Perfect. Excellent. First, I have to ask myself what?
Least common denominator.
What type of equation is it?
Linear.
If I say linear, then I'm on the wrong track.
Rational.
Correct. Right. So we have to identify it as a rational equation. Good. If you're using the method I showed in class, then the next step will be this. If you want to go ahead and work on it and not wait for me, that's fine too. If you want to watch and make sure that you understand every step, please do so. Okay. I have to state, in this case, how many restrictions? Exactly, that x does not equal.
0.
Do we all agree with 0? Yes? Everyone? Perfect. So then you will give me the least common denominator. Notice what I did. I drew a long fraction line. I copied the equal symbol and 0. I moved x plus 3 over x to the other side by changing its sign. What now? Can anyone give us the least common denominator? And remember, if there are 10 factors in the denominator, all 10 have to be in the LCD. If there is only one, then there is only one.
5x.
5x. Do you all agree with 5x? So now, can anyone give us the adjustments for each fraction?
There's nothing for the first one.
There is nothing for the first one, or nothing. If you want to write something, I would write 1. Or nothing. For number 1, for middle fraction, this is 1 over 1, of course. Indeed. Its denominator was multiplied by 5x. The numerator has to be multiplied by 5x. And the last one needs a 5, indeed. Awesome.
The x plus 3, when you moved it inside, it wouldn't have been a minus 3.
No, I cannot change. I'm taking it as a unit. I'm not changing anything. It had positive in front. I put minus in front. That's it. I cannot touch anything else. It's like if I had 1, negative 1. Whatever I have blah. Now I have minus blah. I'm not touching anything yet. Good. So then, can anyone give us the answer for the top?
X minus 7
Perfect.
plus 5x
Awesome.
minus 5x plus 15.
Careful.
Right.
Minus 15. You are distributing negative 5 to this term. You cannot distribute positive 5 to the other term. So once we distribute negative 5, we have to distribute negative 5 all the way. Any questions here? Okay, please combine like terms and tell me the answer for the top.
Minus 4x minus 22.
Okay, these two
No,
go away.
X. I'm just x. I'm sorry.
Very good. X minus.
22.
Do you all agree with x minus 22 for the top? Now this is a what? Again, this is another very important concept for your notebook. I need this terminology. What is the terminology? What is the name of this?
Proportion.
Proportion. And then I will write down in my notes proportion. Only in a proportion I can do what? Indeed. This is very important. Only in a proportion I can cross multiply. So what do I get then?
X minus 22 equals 1.
Equals 0. 5x times 0 is 0. This times 1 is, that's okay, equals 0. So then x equals
22.
22. This is linear. The only concern I have is this. Is 22 among the restrictions?
No.
No. Is it a correct solution? Good. Very good. Anything else for me? Anything else? Okay. So what I would like to do now, before we continue with 1.5, I would like to go through this document that I created. This document in which I'm going to refresh your memory on factoring. And then I would like to look at these simplifications, but after we look at factoring. Or we can do this first. It doesn't matter. Let's do this first. Okay, so you have this in the middle of the document that I gave you on the first day of classes. It's right after my summary. It's right after my summary, 2 pages down the road.
Do you have a picture of this? Because I bring my phone.
Okay, will you give it back
Yeah.
just in case I need it? Okay, so also
I'm sorry, what page is it? 6.
it's page 6.
Page 6, okay.
It's the exercises, where it says exercise at the very top. I'm going to copy an exercise or any problem you would like from 1 through 7, not before. I want to mention something to you. Ready? Okay, so let's say I have a polynomial that is 2x to the 5th plus 4x to the 3rd minus 3x squared.
Is this supposed to go?
Say it again.
Is this one for-
It's connected to factoring, correct. Part of 1.5, yes. Okay, did you all find it? Do we all have it? Yes? Okay, so this is a polynomial. How many terms?
3.
3 terms. Is there a common factor? X is,
Squared.
indeed, X is a common factor. And yes, how do I pick the power? You already said it, but how did you pick the power? I would like to pick 7 as the power. You said 2. I claim 7. Which one is correct? Of course 2 is correct. How come that I picked 2? Or how can anyone say, why did I pick 7? No, not to trick you. There is absolutely no reason to pick 7, right? So I have to ask myself, what is common to these 3? X is common, but how many X's are common, right? What is the smallest power? You already gave the correct answer a long time ago. Indeed, is X squared. How many terms do we have? I'm making a point, so that's why this is important for what follows in a minute. So since X squared is the common factor, how will I get the answer for those 3 terms inside? From 5, I will subtract 2. From 3, I will subtract 2. From 2, I will subtract 2. So how many terms will I have to write? Absolutely 3. I start with 3, I have to write 3. So what will you write as the first term?
2x to the 3rd.
Plus.
4 squared.
Careful. Because 2 plus 1, right?
And then minus 3.
And minus 3. How will I check my answer? Very simple. X squared times 2x to the 3rd. Copy the base, add the exponents. X squared times 4x, 4. Copy the base, add the exponents. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. Agreed so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're going to use in any problem that you would like to pick. So now please pick anything you like from 1 through 7, because the rest you're going to have to do at home. The answers are right here. They're not showing you the steps. This is not a document that I created, so I will not take credit for it. So, which problem? In number 1, we have x minus 1 to the 3rd multiplied by 4, by x plus 2 to the 3rd plus 3, x minus 1 squared, and x plus 2 to the 4th. After we copy this problem, let's look at it and identify a few things. My first question is there anything we can do to what? We have 2 keywords. To simplify. Is there anything we can do to simplify? Awesome. Is there anything I can do to simplify this?
Yes.
The answer is no. There is nothing I can do here to simplify. What about here?
I didn't realize you were asking about that.
Is there anything I can do to rearrange this in the appropriate order? This is the appropriate order when the number is in front and the factors with x are following. This is not the appropriate order. But I know that a times b times c is b times a times c. It doesn't matter. And when I multiply, the order is not important. So, of course, I'm going to put the 4 in front. 4, x minus 1 to the third, x plus 2 cubed, plus 3, x minus 1 squared, x plus 2 to the fourth. This is completely simplified at this point. Here's my next question. How many terms do I see in this problem? Exactly 2. We just discussed a minute ago that terms are quantities that are added. So this is a quantity that is added to this quantity. Therefore, our problem has exactly 2 terms. So this is the first term and this is the second term. First and second. My next question now. Do these 2 terms have anything in common? And the answer is yes. What do they have in common? Yes, indeed. They have x minus 1 and they have x plus 2. However, we haven't discussed exponents yet. We see, like we saw before, right? We saw here that x was in common. And then we analyzed the exponents and we decided that 2 has to be the greatest one. And it comes out. In the same way, we'll have to do this here. So I see that x minus 1 is a common factor to both terms. Good, but now I have to identify which power. This one has power. This one has power. I have to choose. Indeed, very good. The largest possible, and in this case, the smallest possible if you want. Okay. Then the next one has 3 and 4, so the power will be? Good. Do we all agree with this so far? Okay. Now let me refresh our memory on the previous problem. From power 5, we subtracted 2 to get the same concept. So 4 has to stay in the problem. From x minus 1 to the third, I hear music, but please turn it off. When I take from x minus 1 cubed, x minus 1 squared, what do I have?
X minus 1.
Very good. In parentheses. I have the next factor. I jumped. I'm sorry. So since this is power 3 and this is power 3, nothing. Now I reach this stage with positive. From this term, there is no 3 in front, so 3 has to stay. X minus 1 squared is x minus 1 squared, which is in front. And now from these 4, I subtracted 3 of those. And what is left?
X plus 2.
Good. Now, please let me know if this is clear so far. Does it make sense? Okay, perfect. So then all I have to do is perform this. Distribute 4 for me, please.
4x minus 4.
Perfect. Please distribute positive 3.
3x plus 1.
Awesome. And just copy the previous factors as they are. Please combine like terms in brackets and tell me what to write. And that's simplified and it's done.
7x plus 2.
And this is the final answer. It looks complicated, but it's basically exactly what we did with a simple x.
Is that x minus 1 to the second power? X minus x plus 2 to the
They were the same ones. I just copied them. Same ones from before.
I have a quick question. to
Sure.
clarify.
Yes.
So is the reason it has the brackets up there because there's 2 terms to it? And one
No,
is-
it's because I have parentheses. You can use nested parentheses. I don't recommend it. You may get confused.
Right.
So I recommend using brackets, but once you simplify, you can change the brackets into parentheses. I recommend that. But you can use nested parentheses, but it may look a little bit weird. Maybe. Okay, next question. I think we should choose one more and move on.
Can we do it like a little slower? Because I'm confused because you go so fast.
Would you like to choose another?
Number 6, okay.
Number 6 it is. So in number 6 we have 2x minus 4, 2x plus 7 to the third minus x minus 4 squared times 3 times 2x plus 7 and times 2, and everything divided by 2x plus 7 to the 6th power. So what is the first step here? What do I need to do first? Say it again. Oh, there is nothing I can combine. But I can simplify the numerator a little bit. How many terms do we see?
2.
2 indeed. Can you do anything to the first term? No. Let's copy it. 2x minus 4, 2x plus 7 to the third.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. And why can't we do it into the first set?
What would you do to it? What would you recommend we should?
No, I don't, that's what I'm saying.
No, there is nothing we can do.
Okay.
It's the number is in front and then 2 factors with x. There is nothing we can do.
Okay.
What about the second one?
You can move the one with the 3 to the front.
3 times 2.
Coefficient is to lead, and then the 3 times 2.
So then minus 6, x minus 4 to the second power, and 2x plus 7. Is this okay? Yeah, 3 times 2. 3 times 2. The order is not important in the product. 2 times 3 times 4 is 4 times 2 times 3. This number is my page number. So this is my page number.
Oh, the 3. That's good. I would have wrote you.
Nope. Sorry. This is my page number. Oh, there is a 2 there. I didn't copy it. Sorry. Yes, I didn't copy it. Thank you. Good pick. Very good. So then, what is the next step? The what? These two terms have, first of all, we have to look at numbers. So first we compare 2 and 6, and we know that 2 and 6 have a common factor of 2. Then we looked at x minus 4. Which power for x minus 4? Since it appears in both, it must be a common factor. And which power will I choose? Exactly. I have to choose the smallest of the 2. Then I have to take 2x plus 7. But now I have to decide which power.
2.
Indeed. And open a bracket. What is left inside the bracket from the very first term? 2 is out. X minus 4 is out.
2x.
One of those. Do you all agree with 2x plus 7?
Yeah, but I have a question. Why did you put a 2 instead of a 3?
Because 2 and 6 have a common factor of 2, not of 3.
No, I'm talking about the power on the outside.
This one?
Yeah, there.
Because if I use 3, this one doesn't have enough.
Okay.
I have to choose the smallest of the 2. So in our example, we didn't choose 3 or 5. We chose the smallest. Because only the smallest goes into all 3. If I want to choose 7, it doesn't go into any. If I want to choose anything else but 2, it will not work. Is that better, everyone? Yes?
Sure.
So then, this is out, this is out. From those 3, I took out 2, so there is 1 left. Now I'm here with minus. That's the next step. I copy minus. From 6, I took out a 2. What is left? A 3 is left. Okay. From x minus 4 to the second power, I took 1 out. I still have 1 left in parentheses. But then 2x plus 7 squared, 2x plus 7 squared. Is there anything else left over? Okay, any questions on this? Any questions?
Like the another
Is this okay?
No, I'm like, I don't know.
Which part is not clear?
All of that.
one. All of them.
Well, we have to spend some time after class. Because I'm sorry?
The whole class. Minus maybe one.
Oh, how many of you did not understand anything?
No, I
I
understand.
don't understand what's going on. Some of them.
It's just that I get a little lost.
Because you move so quick and you write really quick too. And you be moving down, and I still be looking at what's before, and you keep moving down. And it's just
That's the only thing, yeah.
so if you could just slow down and give us some time to write, catch up, that'd be nice.
I don't move on from one step to another before you say something. I never write anything before a student or someone says what is the next step. I always wait. I will always do that. So that's why we started with this example. And that's exactly what we're repeating, but this time with different types of quantities, but it's exactly the same example. So we have, in this case, 3 terms. We found that the common factor is x squared, and we pulled it out. So from this, if I pull out x squared, I'm left with 2x cubed. From this one, if I pull out x squared, I'm left with 4x. From this one, when I pull out x squared, I'm left with -3. It's the exact same process. Let's do it again here. So first I have to rearrange the 2 terms to make them as simple as possible. And this is a good thing to put in front. So that's the way we always write expressions. The number in front and the factors with x follow. That is known, right? Okay, so that's all we did. We just put a 6 in front. Now looking at these 2 terms, I see that 2 is a common factor. I see that x minus 4 is a common. It's present in both. It's present in both terms. So 2 is a common factor. X minus 4 is a common factor. If 2x plus 7 is a common factor. In the previous example, I only had x. Is that clear that x minus 4 is a common factor? Is that clear? Is it clear that 2x plus 7 is a common factor? And now all I have to do is just identify what is left. How do I know whether this is correct? Because 2 times this times this times this will give me this. Let's try. 2 times x minus 4 times 2x plus 7 squared times another 2x plus 7, I get this. This. When I multiply these 2, I get that. That's all it means. Then, when I distribute this to this term, I will get that. 2 times -3 is -6. X minus 4 times x minus 4 is x minus 4 squared. And then this.
So you're not even really solving anything. You're just finding.
So I went backwards just for everyone to see where everything is coming from.
So
Because you can always stop and say, am I on the right track? Let's check. This, yes. X minus 4, yes. This product is this. Then on the other one. So this times -3 is this. This times x minus 4 is x minus 4 squared, and I copy that.
So the bottom of there just is confusing.
This is the denominator of the expression, and we haven't done anything to it. I'm just copying it. I didn't even get the chance to do anything to it yet. Okay? So now when you watch this several times and you redo those problems, it will click so easily. Trust me. It's a little bit of time. That's all you need. Just a little bit of time. Yes?
So as far as like quizzes go and stuff, like do you test on like one specific thing, or are you going to give us like everything we learned? Because each of these just have a whole lot of steps, so it's just like.
That's why we use that notebook, and we have to read the notebook every day.
We can't use those on tests.
We have to read it every day. That's why we have to put all this information on the side. Yes. Once you do that at the end of the semester, you'll say it's very easy. But you have to do it diligently every day. Yeah. I'll help you through it.
Where did
Okay.
that -6 come from? One more time.
3 times 2 with -1. Better?
I'm not confused.
Okay. So then I will simplify 2 of those with 2 of those because I'm allowed to simplify factors. So then 2, x minus 4, and we'll see in a minute what we have left in parentheses. This is the exponential rules. I remove 2 factors of x plus 2x plus 7 from the top and 2 factors of 2x plus 7 from the bottom. I'm allowed to simplify factors. Now, can anyone tell us what to write in parentheses right here?
It's 2x plus 7.
I have to copy 2x plus 7. I cannot jump over that. Yes, and then
The minus 8x plus 4. Oh, plus 4, yeah.
No, 12, that's 4.
Good.
'cause I can't.
that's okay. That's okay. So then 2x minus 4. And in parentheses now, we have to combine like terms. I cannot have 4 terms if they are like terms. Negative x plus 19. Good. So now what I recommend at this stage, and we will do this in a minute with all the factoring, I recommend pulling out negative 1 because it's a negative leading coefficient. So you can put it in front as 2x minus 4, x minus 19 divided by 2x plus 7 to the 4th power.
Would it be wrong if we didn't do that though?
No, it's not wrong, but you will see what happens in the next section with factoring. That's why I'm anticipating, but it will not be wrong. You will get full credit for that. Yes, please.
So the
Gabe?
negative x plus 19 would be full credit, and then I'm assuming 19 minus x, would that also be?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Try to get into the habit of removing the negative leading coefficient. It's extremely important. Nobody really says that, but it's extremely important. You'll see in a minute when we go to that handout about factoring. Okay? Any questions on this? Any questions? Any questions?
What made you change to negative 19?
Negative x plus 19, if I factor out negative 1, I have to write this. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 19 is positive 19. So if I pull out a negative 1 because the leading coefficient is negative, I have to change everything else because otherwise it will not be correct. So if I keep it as plus here, it will not be correct. Negative x and negative 19. Any questions? Is this okay? Say it again.
We're done with the whole problem?
This is it. That's a simplified form. You cannot do anything else.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
It just doesn't look done, so it's weird.
You cannot simplify anything. There are not common factors. We only simplify factors.
No, I get that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not.
This is it.
Done.
It's a very complicated situation. Okay, so we move on to factoring.
And what is, I'm sorry, what are they called one more time?
Factoring.
Just fact.
Yes. Yes, simplify by factoring. So if you go back to the title of the document, 3 pages back. 3 pages back on the document, simplification by factoring. Okay? That's what I said, 2 key words, simplify and factor. Very important. Good. So what I recommend, please do all the other ones, including 1 and 6 that we just did. Maybe more than once, till you master this. Any questions? Is there anything else that you would like from here, or we go back to factoring in general? Are we okay? Do we feel better about it?
No, I had a lot of practice.
But that's always the case. That's always the case. Okay, so one more time, we need another problem or not?
It wouldn't hurt. I'll take another one.
Okay, but you promise to do this 10 times between now and Monday till you master it, right? Excellent. Okay, please choose another. Anyone that you like. Again, we can do in class as many problems as you want. If you don't practice them at home, it's not going to happen. So please make a note. That's why I'm kindly asking you to redo the problems we do in class as many times as you need till you can reproduce them without looking anywhere. And then you can say, I got the skill. And now I'm ready to do the other ones. Okay, so any questions?
You said you were going on one?
Whatever, but I would like you to choose so we don't. Which one? Okay, so let's look at 4. So we have 4, 3x plus 1 to the third times 3 times 2x minus 5 to the third plus 3x plus 1 to the fourth times 3 times 2x minus 5 squared and times 2. Now this should be much easier than the previous two. So what do I do? What is the first step? What would you recommend?
Do we order it in terms?
Perfect. So what do I write for the first term?
2.
We have to multiply all those numbers together, right? All the coefficients or the numbers outside.
This is a power. You can touch this inside. No one can touch the 2x.
No, I meant like the 4 or the 3.
I agree.
And the other 3 and the other 2.
Yes, but okay. I thought you were
But I
multiplying.
can't cross because you can't cross the terms, right? So would it just
Right.
be 12 on one side?
Very good.
Okay.
3x plus 1 to the third and 2x minus 5 to the third. Awesome. And then plus. Any questions, please?
Yeah. Give us a sec.
Yeah, that's just, I'm not done right now.
Plus. Yes. 3x plus 1 to the fourth and 2x minus 5 squared. Perfect. So now, common factors, please.
3x plus 1.
Careful.
6.
6.
And then 3x plus 1 to the third.
Good.
2x and then
To the.
2.
Awesome. Thank you, Lonnie.
Where
Okay.
did 6 come from?
Can anyone explain where the 6 is coming from?
Least common.
6 times
The least common, I should say the greatest common factor of 12 and 6, which is 6. Very good.
So
Determine.
12 just like goes away.
No, we haven't started that part of the bracket yet.
So 12 and 6 have 6 in common. 3x plus 1 to the third and 3x plus 1 to the fourth have 3x plus 1 to the third in common. 2x minus 5 to the third and 2x minus 5 squared, they have 2x minus 5 squared in common. What is left from the first term?
2,
Correct?
and then 2x minus 5 in parentheses.
Do you all agree with 2 and 2x minus 5 in parentheses coming out?
No, 1. No, it's just 1. Never mind.
I agree with 2x minus 5, but we'll be getting 2 from again.
So from 12, I pulled out a 6. If I don't put a 2, when I distribute it back, I will not get the 12.
Okay. Okay.
Do we all agree with 2 times 2x minus 5? Yes?
Yeah.
And then I reach the plus. What is left now?
3x plus 1.
Yes, in parentheses or not, at 3x plus 1. Anything else is left?
No.
Awesome. Do we all agree with this?
Yeah.
Good, awesome. So now I need to work on this. What is left?
4x.
Yes?
minus 10
Yes?
plus
I shouldn't put parentheses. I just wanted to emphasize where it was coming from. Good. So then the final answer. Can anyone give us the final answer?
7.
Very good. Minus 9. Once you see it and you practice it, you're going to become experts. Just be patient, redo the problems we did in class, and do the rest and check the answer. Very good. Is this okay? Is this okay? If you need more help, I'm more than happy to sit down with you after class. Okay, let's continue with factoring this time. So I'm hoping that we can put the factoring behind us for the rest of the semester. This is a document that I created.